So, right, hello. Today, what we're going to do is a few people in the comments, and I've had a few messages about people mentioning about profit first. So, how we basically, I go on about it all the time. And long story short, I read this book about 6 years ago. It was 5 years ago when I first started here. And that is, I'm not joking, that's the best book I've ever read for helping you grow your business. So it's all about taking your profit first. So the thing is, when you sell a car and say you buy a car for £5,000, you sell it for 6, you think, oh great, I've made £1,000. But in our game, you haven't made £1,000 because you've got to pay VAT, you've got advertising costs, you've got prep costs, you've got all this stuff. So when I first started, that grand gets sucked up like really quickly. And when you only have one bank account, if you've got all your money just going in one account, it can get a little bit stressful, because say you've bought that car and then you've sold it, you've got a nice £6,000 sat in your bank, but then you've got to go and buy another car, so you might need to buy another one for £5,000, so your £6,000's gone straight away. And that one account needs to have a healthy balance in it at all times. So what this does is, this book tells you to separate your bank accounts so that you then know where your money's going. So basically you have like an overheads account, a profit account, a stock account and a VAT account. So I'm going to go through that today and show you how I run my accounts. And these spreadsheets, I've done them myself, they're only a bit basic, but if anyone wants one of these spreadsheets, just message me on Instagram. That's what I'm on all the time. So I'm going to show you exactly how we do it when I sell a car, and how we work out our profit, how we take our profit, how we cover the VAT and all that jazz. Okay, so this is our bounce back loan there. We owe 33 grand. Forget about that. That's nothing to do with anything. These are the accounts. So that was my first account. This was my first account. At the minute, there's 70 grand in there, which looks great. It normally has not got that much money in it. It's just because we've been paid for quite a few cars from the finance companies. Normally, that is a lot less. Then we've got the profit account. Then we've got the stock account. And then we've got the VAT account. Forget about service plans. That was just something that I set up years ago, and I thought, I want to do service plans, and I never got round to doing it. But when I get this new garage, I might use that. I don't know, see what happens. Or what I could do is turn service plans account into warranty account. So every time I sell a car, I could stick £100 in this service plans account, we'll call it warranty account, and there's my money to cover any warranty bollocks. Okay, so there's all the accounts. So this is what you need to do. If you've got one account, what you need to do is separate them. All you've got to do is ring the bank, send them an email or something, and you'll set up a separate account for profit, stock and VAT. Okay, so we'll go through this now. So we've sold a Clubman. I'm going to do it exactly how I do it every day. It takes about 10 minutes, but it's the best 10 minutes you'll spend of the day. Because as well, you can see where your money's going, so it's quite exciting. So, on this is the Mini Clubman. This is our little spreadsheet. Down here is what the car owes us. £10,790. The great thing with this spreadsheet as well, it works out the VAT. So that's what we sold it for, 13,400. The spreadsheet calculates the VAT, so £435 is the VAT. And this bit here, round here, is the costs. So, salesman commission, £50. Smart repair, £100. Delivery, £128. I always put it net as well, net. R&P, that's repairs, £180. MOT and the oil, £84.41. So the car owes us down here £11,333. 13,400 is what we sold it for, and there's the profit, 1,632. We want a bit more profit than that normally, but we did reduce it. It's been in stock for ages, and it's gone now. So that's our stock book. That's our stock book where we can see how much it's cost us for things and how much profit we've got. Right, so we've entered everything in the forecourt, and now what it does is on the other sheet it automatically enters everything into our sales and our profit, stock, VAT, overhead sheet. So if we look down here, total sale 12,990. I've funded 10,700. Gross profit is 1,600, say. So 65% is £1,077. Profit £82.90. Tax £331. Stock account £165. Right. So we now know when we go to the bank what we need to put into separate accounts. I'm sure somebody can tell us there's a quick way to do it, but this is just the way I've done it, and it's worked for me. It's worked like a dream, and it doesn't stress me out at all. So 10,790 needs to go from our overheads to the stock account. So 10,790, that's in the stock account. So now what you've bought the car for is now in your stock account, which is there's 50, nice healthy balance in there of 55 grand. So I now know that 10,790 can get reinvested into something else. So that's that. Then the next one, profit. Now I know a lot of people are thinking 5%, that's not a lot. Just for me, I like to put all my money back into the cars. So the stock account's 10%. I could put 5% back into the stock account and keep 10% for myself. But that's just the way I like to do it. Or I could keep the overheads at 60% and I have the overheads at 65%, because for me, covering all the lads' wages, auto trader and all that sort of stuff, 65% works for me. But for you, you could have 60% overheads, 10% profit, 20% tax, and then 10% stock. Or you could have 10% profit, 5% going into your stock account. But for me, this is what works for me. So £82.90 goes from your overheads, £82.90 goes into overheads, tax, well VAT, and tax, because so that goes, so overheads to tax, 331.60. So if you look at the VAT and tax account, there's 14 grand in there. Now the great thing about there's nothing great about paying VAT. It's a bloody nightmare. But they give you 3 months to pay it. Well, it's every quarter, and then after the third month you get a month, then you pay it. So anyway, it's like an interest-free loan for 3 months. So sometimes what I'll do, if there's a big chunk of money in the VAT and tax account, and say I know that I don't have to pay my VAT bill for 2 months, sometimes I'll use the money from the VAT and tax account to buy a car, because I think, oh well, I'll sell that within 2 months, and then I can put it back in there. So that, or you might just want to leave it there anyway, because you just have a nice feeling that you know you've got your VAT and tax money there. But since I've done this, I've never struggled to pay a VAT bill or a tax bill ever, and it's not stressed me out thinking, oh God, this July I've got to pay my tax bill. I'm always prepared for it, because I always know that money's there. So that's went in there. Right, and then the last one here, stock account. So there's the 10%. Out of your profit, £1,600, £165.80 is going to go into stock account. So overheads to stock account, £165.80. Bang, goes into stock account. So every time I sell a car, I always add 10% to my stock account. Always add 10%. So if we sell 200 cars in a year, and I've put 165 there, but let's say even if it was like, I don't know, it was 100 quid, there's an extra 20 grand going into your stock account every year. You're adding, if you're doing 200 cars on average, it's £100, 20 grand going into your stock account every year, and in 10 years' time, you won't need to use a stocking facility. That's my my aim for the next 10 years. I've added that much to the my own stock account, that I won't need to use like stocking facilities and stuff like that. So that's that. I hope this hasn't been too complicated for everyone. I've tried to keep it as simple as possible. But, so there we go. Overheads, my money from the car has went into stock account. My profit that I took, it was only 80 quid, and you think, it's only 80 quid. But it adds up. So at the minute, if you look at my account here, there's 3 grand profit. Now what I do is, and this is what the chap in the book says, profit first, every 3 months you've got to give yourself a dividend. So every 3 months, whatever's in the stock account, you give yourself a 50% dividend from that. So at the minute there's only 3 grand in there, but I think I give myself a dividend last month and there was about 6 grand in, so I give myself 3 grand. And then that goes into my bank account, and then I can use that for that. And that in a way, that's why I don't need to pay myself a lot of money as well, because I use my dividends as well. So that's that for profit first. I hope it all makes sense. If you want the spreadsheets and whatnot, just inbox me on Instagram, and I'll send them over to you. So. Yeah, that's it. I hope you're all still awake and you haven't fell asleep. Actually, it's quite a good thing to watch before you go to bed. It'll send you off to sleep. But for me, it's been brilliant for my business. So that's my little gift to you.